Everyone's chasing viral posts and algorithm hacks, but did you know the most powerful marketing tool isn't even on social media? In this video, I'll show you one piece of timeless content that can outperform thousands of fleeting posts. Hey, I'm Michael DeLon, founder of Paperback Expert, and we've helped over 250 business owners become best-selling authors and grow their business year over year. And I've watched the marketing landscape shift dramatically over those years. 10 years ago, everyone said, you need to be on Facebook. Then it was Instagram, then TikTok, then LinkedIn. And now, well, AI-generated content is flooding every platform. And here's what I've noticed. The business owners who are still thriving, the ones who aren't stressed about the latest algorithm change or the next trending topic or platform, they all have one thing in common. They have a book. Because while everyone else is playing the short-term game, chasing likes and fighting for attention and looking for shares, they've invested in something that compounds over time. Something that builds trust instead of just grabbing eyeballs. And that's what I want to talk about today. Why books are the ultimate long game in a world built for short attention spans. Let's start with the elephant in the room. We are all drowning in content. Every single day, millions of blog posts are published, billions of social media posts go live, thousands of videos are uploaded to YouTube, and your potential clients, they're seeing hundreds, maybe thousands of messages every single day. It's exhausting. And the result is that nobody trusts anything and anyone anymore. People scroll past ads even without seeing them. They delete emails without reading them. They've developed banner blindness, ad fatigue, and scroll amnesia. And if your marketing depends on breaking through that noise, you are in trouble. Because here's the hard truth. In the attention economy, you're always competing. Competing for clicks, competing for eyeballs, competing for everyone else who's screaming for attention. And even if you win today, even if you get that viral post or that trending video, it's gone tomorrow. The algorithm moves on. Your content gets buried and you're back at square one. But with a book doesn't play that game. A book isn't competing for attention. It's creating authority. And authority doesn't expire when the algorithm changes. It actually compounds. Let me ask you a question. Who do you trust more? The person who posts motivational quotes on LinkedIn every day, or the person who wrote an entire book on the subject? The answer is pretty obvious, right? The book author. And it's not because the book author is necessarily smarter or more experienced. It's because they've demonstrated depth. They've taken the time to organize their thoughts, to structure their ideas, and put their name on something permanent. That's what a book does. It signals commitment. It signals expertise. And it signals that you're not just another voice in the feed. You're someone who's thought deeply about this topic. And in a world where most people are regurgitating the same surface level advice, depth wins every time. Think about it. A viral post might get you 10,000 views, but how many of those people remember you the next day? How many of them trust you enough to hire you? Now compare that to someone who reads your book. They spend hours with your ideas. They see how you think. They understand your process. And by the time they finish, they're not just aware of you, they trust you. That's the difference between reach and authority. Reach gets attention. Authority gets clients. Now, here's something most people don't realize. Books are searchable, and that makes them incredibly powerful. When someone Googles your name, what do they find? Your LinkedIn profile? A few blog posts? Maybe some social media mentions? Now imagine they Google your name, and the first thing that pops up is author of your book title. Or better yet, your book shows up on Amazon with dozens of 5-star reviews. What does that do to your credibility? Well, it skyrockets because now you're not just another business owner, you're an author. You're published. You've written the book on your topic. And when it gets even better is when your book creates a permanent footprint. It doesn't disappear after 24 hours like a story. It doesn't get pushed down the feed like a post. It stays there, working for you, building trust 24/7. People find it month in, month out. Years later, even after you publish it, people will still find your book. And when they do, they're finding you at the exact moment that they're looking for a solution to the problem that you solve. That's not fleeting. That's searchable trust. And it's one of the most underrated benefits of authorship. So let's talk about something most people overlook, the SEO power of a book. When you publish a book on Amazon, you're not just putting your ideas out there. You're creating an asset that ranks in search engines. People search for book titles. They search for solutions to their problems. And if your book title addresses a specific pain point, how to protect your wealth in retirement or the attorney's guide to getting more referrals, you're going to show up. But it's not just Amazon. Your book gives you content you can spread across the web. You can publish excerpts on Medium. You can turn chapters into blog posts. You can reinforce your book on interviews and podcasts. And every time you do that, you're creating backlinks, building authority, and improving your SEO footprint. Compare that to a social media post. Once it's gone from its feed, it's invisible. Nobody's Googling for your Instagram caption from 6 months ago, but your book, people will be finding it and you for years to come. And the best part is you don't have to keep feeding the algorithm. And you don't have to post 3 times a day to stay relevant. Your book is working while you sleep. Now, let's talk about the opportunity a book creates that no amount of social media content ever will. When you're an author, you're not just a business owner anymore. You're a thought leader, and that opens doors. Podcast hosts want to interview authors. Conference organizers want authors to speak. Journalists want to quote authors. Strategic partners want to collaborate with authors. Why? Because authorship signals credibility. It says this person has something valuable to say. I've seen this happen over and over again with our clients. Before they wrote their book, they were invisible. They couldn't get on a podcast. They couldn't get speaking gigs. They couldn't get media attention. Then they published their book, and suddenly the invitations started coming. Podcast hosts reached out. Local TV stations wanted them featured. Industry events wanted to hear their keynote. And all of it came because they had a book. You can't buy that kind of credibility. You can't hack your way into it with a viral post. It comes from doing the work and creating something meaningful. Now, I'm not saying you should abandon social media or stop creating content. Far from it. What I'm saying is this, that your book should be the foundation, should be the cornerstone of your marketing and your message. And your short-term content should point back to your long-term content library in your book. Think of your book as the trunk of a tree. It's solid, it's permanent, it's what everything else grows from. Your social media posts, those are the branches. They reach out in different directions, but they're all connected to the same core. So when you post on LinkedIn, you're sharing an idea from your book. When you send an email, you're referencing a story from your book. And when you run an ad, you're offering a free chapter from your book. Everything you do in the short term is building awareness and trust, but it's all pointing back to something deeper, something permanent, something that has shelf life, your book. And that's how you play both games. You get short-term visibility from content, and you get long-term credibility from your book. Most people try to do one or the other, but the smart ones, they do both. They use content to amplify their book and their credibility, and they use their book to give their content substance. That's the balance, and that's how you build trust that lasts. So if you're tired of chasing algorithms and hoping that your next post goes viral, and if you're ready to build something that compounds over time instead of disappearing in a feed, it's time to write your book. Click the link below and book a consultation with me. Let's talk about how your book can change everything for your business. Now, if you found this helpful, remember to like it, subscribe, and make sure you watch the next video.